It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think. Hey, everybody. I'm Scott Free of
And I'm
Green Live Stream.
here.
This is Kalia Fitzgerald. Hey, Kalia.
Hi, Scott.
So, Kalia has morphed from guest host to guest. So, because we did have a guest, we never announced the guest. It was interesting because it's an indication of how slow I am to getting things together. So even like today, the canceled day, we're not feeling well. But I didn't have anything out there yet anyway, so it all worked okay. So instantly, Kalia, and is it Kalia? I'm sorry.
It's Kalia.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I go back and my stupid brain goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Kalia, Kalia. And I've only known you for like months and months, and here I am still messing up your name. So yeah, so they were not feeling well, so so Kalia is going to be our maybe guest host and guest duel. There you go.
Ooh.
And so we are going to talk all things Green Party tonight. Actually, Kalia will be our guest host on Saturday when we do News of the Week. So we'll be covering all the news on Saturday. There's been a ton of it. You know, the really, really, really sad news that Trump's still alive, you know, and the tragic news. I love that. I love that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just really fun to me when they start those kind of things. Yeah, it reminds me of like, you know, the Beatles, Paul is dead. I buried Paul. I love that stuff.
I had to Google it. I was like, what's going on?
And the Hillary Clinton body double. Remember that one for a while?
Yes.
I love that stuff. It's so fun.
It's espionage. That's how I feel about it.
So anyway, so we're gonna talk about all things Green Party. So let's start by talking about you. You announced to me that the Green Media is going to be expanding. So let's talk about that. That sounds really exciting.
So when we did our annual national meeting, we had, of course, you and Edie, myself, and we had Landon, and we were interviewing candidates and things of that nature. So we called it the Green Media. And then it was like, okay, but why don't we have Green Media? Because, you know, we need to get our message out to the people because we are not seen by traditional media. So when you and Edie do your show, it's on Wednesdays and it's on Saturday. My show is on Sunday. That leaves us 4 days left in the week for some Green Media people to step in and host a show.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're looking for right now.
Okay. I'm going to include a little comment here from Jason. Scott Kalia at Illinois. Feel better, Edie. Actually, I didn't even do Edie's on vacation. It was I'm sorry. I'm getting everything confused here. Edie's on vacation, but our guest was not feeling well. So, and I just talked to Edie. She feels great. she's in Cali. She might check in. So anyway, yeah. So when you told me that idea, it just made so much sense. And you're right. It was a cute name when you guys invited us out. We're Green Media. We love it. And then you're right. It's like, no. We need to be serious about that, you know? And I just think it would be a wonderful idea. And I guess we're going to put a call out to folks. So if you like, you know, if you have not been to Green Party Tea on TikTok, it's a wonderful, wonderful event that Kalia does on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And just go to TikTok. You'll find it, right? You know, I'm not great with TikTok, but I go on TikTok. You're there. you just pop right into my feed. Yes. So yeah, it is. Oops, I dropped my mic. I guess the mic stand broke, so we will just wing it here.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's a great show, folks. But so Kalia was saying that, you know, we do Wednesday nights and Saturday afternoons, and Kalia's Sundays at in the evenings. You know, it's 6 p.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. And so we really need folks so that every day we have Green Party representation in the media. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So, folks, if you like what we do and you want to do it yourself and you're the Green Party, please just don't take Wednesday afternoons and Saturday afternoon, Wednesday nights, Saturday
Right.
afternoons. Let's do it. Well, I was actually even telling you that I have seen, I follow the network, you get some, and, and I do know that those folks in that realm, you
You're a little muffled. I'm sorry.
know what? I'm going to hold my mic.
Okay.
So, yeah, they do coordinate so that, they don't want to be competing with each other. And it gives folks, it's a really great way that you can just always be in touch with what's happening from your perspective, from
Right.
the RBN due distance perspective and from the Green Party perspective. And so I think I love that idea. I absolutely love it. So I hope we can do that.
I really do, because I think that the mainstream media, it just does not cover us at all.
Yeah.
And this will give us coverage year round. And it will be able to let the people know we really don't go anywhere. Because there's that myth that,
Oh, God. Right.
we disappear after every 4 years. But if
Right.
we have this type of thing going on where people can see us every single day, somebody from the Green Party giving them information from the Green Party perspective, it's going to change the minds of people to say, oh, well, why aren't traditional media covering this?
Right. Absolutely. And that whole Green Party only shows up once every 4 years. That's a paid psyop. But the
Mhm.
reality is, because we are kept out of news for, almost completely, that it certainly appears that way to folks, just general folks. That's how it appears. So, yeah, we have to definitely fight that on all levels so that they see us so much. And it kind of brings me to another point, which I'm working on, and Kalia, I want to work with you on, and it's to make more of a TikTok presence in terms of TikTok short videos and with style and stuff that will be Green Party identified. I guess I'm making an announcement of something that's not official yet, but that's something I'm going to be working on because I feel that that's something that we also need. I
Yeah,
mean, like, who's the face of the Green Party? Well, Jill Stein, Butch Ware, Andy Ellis, but we need to expand that, right? And
right.
we need different personalities that will be, amplified in the Green
Hmm.
Party. They don't necessarily have to be candidates for office. That's the other
Right.
thing, they're just Green Party folks. And
Mhm.
so that's something that I've been tossing around and talking to people about. So, um,
It makes a lot of sense.
yeah, no, I think, and like the folks I just named, especially like Butch Ware and Andy Ellis. So Butch Ware is running for governor in California, and
Mhm.
Andy Ellis is running for governor in Maryland. And I'd say they're probably the two highest profile. But I mean, there are so many candidates, and they're running for U.S. Congress, right? U.S. Senate. These are big, big offices that they are running for, and they
Mhm.
should have the publicity on that level, right?
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
thing. I mean, they're running for national office. We need national publicity for these folks.
Right.
And we'd certainly have them here on Green Live Stream. And, but like you said, we need them. We need 7 days a week
Right.
for media to be out there. So
Yeah, because they don't, just like Butch Ware was, if I'm not mistaken, he was not allowed. He was not allowed on the political stage.
I don't think so. I know, yeah, Politico had a California governor forum thing just last week. And
Hmm.
we, again, media campaign, we were pushing
Hmm.
to get folks to be writing to Politico, the newspaper,
Hmm.
to say, come on, have all of the candidates. I mean, obviously, not having Butch Ware, you're doing that on purpose.
Right.
And in fact, I had noticed Politico had put out an article like just days previous to their announcement talking about how, yeah, it doesn't really work to try outside the two-party system. You really, seriously, they had an article. Maybe we'll put it on the news of the week on Saturday. Maybe I'll write that
Yeah.
down. Oh, it's just disgusting. These people.
Yeah, and they'll do anything to keep third party people off the
Oh,
ballot.
but in a way, it also kind of shows they're scared. It does. Like, the thing about the anti-Jill Stein ads that they did, the Democratic Party did, the great thing is it just shows how scared they are.
Yeah.
That was the funny part about it. It's like,
That was
oh
the
my God.
highlight of the campaign for me because this was like, you're actually acknowledging your fear of this
Yeah.
candidacy. They've
Yes.
never done anything like that before. So it's
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're scared. And you're trying to blame us. You're scared and you're
Yeah.
trying to blame us if your candidate loses instead of accepting responsibility for
Yeah.
why your candidate lost, which
Yeah.
was a bad campaign, which was the I'm going to do whatever Joe Biden did. And that's continue everything that's going on in Gaza. So that campaign was just going to be a failure regardless.
Exactly. No, I think there was a meme that just posted today that I thought was so great. Let's see if I have it here. Um, nah, maybe I don't. I shared it, but I don't see it now. But it was just about that, how that's the liberal talking point right now, is to
Mhm.
say, because look at this, because you didn't vote for our candidate. And the comment was, no, it's what you guys did that set this all up. I
Mhm.
mean, throwing out the democratic process, appointing Kamala as the candidate instead of having anything, nobody voted for her. I mean, the
Mhm.
whole process was gross. It was just the worst of the worst, really. Hiding Joe Biden, and the whole thing was just horrible. And
And
then
then, go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No. Go ahead, Kalia.
I heard something about there's going to be a Gavin Newsom and Kamala ticket, and I'm just like, do we really want that?
Oh, seriously.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my
rumor for now,
God.
but we'll never know how it really happens. If it does happen, I weep for the people.
I mean, the Gavin campaign is so disgusting. It's
Hmm.
so appalling. And then you get the same, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is, paid folks going out there because they're all saying the same thing. But,
Hmm.
if you don't vote for Gavin Newsom, same as like if you didn't vote for our last candidate, if you don't vote for Gavin Newsom, oh my God, it's scary. And
Yeah.
I can't even understand how does a candidate who's one of the things he's most famous for is kicking out homeless people from their tents. It's like I mean that would be the Republican candidate. They would be like, yeah, right? He
Right,
would he would be the top of the ticket. But no, that's top of the ticket of the Democratic Party.
because they're the same party.
Yeah, they are. But
One will lie to your face, and the other will lie behind your back. That's the
uh
only difference.
it's I don't know. They never cease to amaze me. Uh and
Mm,
it's interesting, and then oh God, we're talking politics. We're not supposed to. We're only talking about Green Party this week.
that
On
is
this
Green
show.
Party because
Yeah.
we're gonna have somebody running against them eventually. So
Yes.
that's still Green Party.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have to know who the people are that we're going up against because that's political research. That's
Yes.
what you have to do with your
There you go.
campaign.
Right.
Know who you are up against. So that
Yes.
is still Green Party information.
There you go. Thank you, Kalia.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So it's yeah, interesting times that we are in. But no, the other thing that I wanted to kind of mention, maybe I've said it before, is that one thing that I find really weird being in the Green Party is, we're in here doing our volunteer work, and
Mhm.
I feel like we're like the opposite of a political party. We're just not. We're not career folks. We're not on paths and finagling our ways to get through to the career to the top. We're not doing any of that crap,
Mhm.
right? I feel like we're the furthest thing from a political party, but yet, a lot of events. Well, we don't have political parties here. We don't,
Mhm.
folks, we're not.
I
We
like
are
that.
the opposite. We're the opposite of a political party.
Yeah,
We are
we are a grassroots organization. That's what I
right.
like. say.
Right. We're a grassroots organization who
Mhm.
has an electoral arm.
Right.
Because as I'm going to slaughter Butch Swear quote, that revolutionary, and he took it from someone else too. Revolutionaries fight against systems, right?
Mm,
Protesters are out there for one issue. That's all well and good, but electoral politics is revolution against systems. It's the
mm,
system that we are fighting here.
yeah. He had another one. I can't remember when he said this, but I was just like, you need to put that on the shirt.
Oh,
And he said that the Green Party doesn't have politicians, we have public servants. It
yeah.
was something to that effect. And I was just like, that is definitely something worth putting on a shirt because it's true. I mean, they just like you said, there are lifeline politicians out there.
Right, right. And they don't understand that, it is. And it's funny, I have this thing, I'm not running for an office, but I
Mhm.
always feel like a really good comeback to saying somebody says, "Yeah, but you have no political experience." I would say that's the last thing I would want.
Right.
All you are taught, if you have political experience, it means you're either a Republican or a Democrat,
Hmm.
right? And then all you are taught are the steps you need to take to sell out and betray and to make it to the
Hmm.
top. So what kind of experience is that? That's useless. And
Right.
and this little comment from Amanda Marie Brinkley. Oh yeah, the Democrats are totally on board with Greater Israel. I mean, it's so scary. I don't know. I I don't know. It's so sad. You grow up and you learn about history and you like are taught this propaganda that like the US is the good team. And
Hmm.
and then you're like, oh, so now we have a genocide. It's so many similarities to Nazi Germany. And whose side are we on? Oh, we're on the
Right.
side of the genociders. The
Hmm.
US government is on the side of the genociders? Excuse me? Wait, what
Hmm.
happened to that whole history that we learned in school? We were the good guys.
If you
Oh,
could exclude some of Marjorie Taylor Greene's comments and tweets here and there, you would actually think she might be a Green Party leaning. But
right,
then you look at the other stuff and you're like, no. But still, she's the only one speaking out and saying the things that need to be said. I'm not giving her kudos. I'm just saying she's saying the things that needs to be said. I wish it was coming from somebody Green Party leaning, but she is definitely saying what needs to be said.
right.
And the
I
only
mean,
reason I say that is like an elected official, Green Party leader in Congress.
right,
That's the only thing. So definitely, everybody, if you have somebody running for Congress that is a Green Party member, let's not let Marjorie Taylor Greene take the Green Party voice. Let's
right,
have our own voice. Let's get our own people in Congress.
right. And we were talking before the show started about, I think we need a national call for folks to run for office because there are so many. There are I mean, it's unlimited the number of offices that you could run for, and in the Green Party you could run for the smallest, and you could run for the biggest. You could go for governor. You could, I mean, they're all there. They're all there if you have an interest in it and you agree with our platform. And the thing is, again, it's just volunteers. So again, we're not looking at these as careers. We're truly public service. And I
Mhm.
think that, and one of the things that we need to have better knowledge on, or maybe just kind of have a real sense of the ballot access issues that go on.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm certainly learning more as I'm involved in the Green Party and also kind of trying Green Live Stream to have it more like of a national focus to
Hmm.
see the ballot issues and the ballot access issues. As you had mentioned before the show, Eddie Espinoza had run for railroad commissioner, had gotten 300,000 votes, which is
Hmm.
fantastic, but he got 2.8% of the vote. So, I mean, he didn't win. He got 2.8.
Right.
He got ballot access for the state of Texas for 10 years for the Green Party for that.
Hmm.
So each state is different. Unfortunately, Illinois is one of the most brutal. Ours is 5% of the governors, so it's really difficult here.
5%?
It's absolutely, it's mind-boggling,
This is
bogglingly
only 2%.
right.
Goodness
I
gracious.
know Illinois is the most corrupt place. I mean, it is, they've really tried. We're going to keep fighting, but they have really tried to make the Green Party not exist in Illinois. I'll tell you that.
You
And
know, Rick Lass would be a good person to bring on to talk about
oh,
ballot access.
right, right.
He would be a really good person to bring on about ballot access. And
Yeah,
he also helps with the Green Congressional Campaign Committee as well. So that's all the people who are going for Congress, U.S. Congress. So,
right.
he would be a really good person to talk about ballot access.
Yeah, Green Congressional Committee. I love what they're doing. I absolutely love it. It's just so great to see all these candidates that are coming out and getting, a national publicity around their campaigns. It's fantastic. So, yeah, I love what they do.
Well, thank you. I'm on that
Yeah.
committee.
Oh, you are. There you go. All right. Yes.
I have my hat in many places.
Yeah. I'm a co-chair of the Illinois Green Party, so I got my hat in many places too, which is, it's good. I'm not a fan of all the email accounts I have to check. That I'm not a fan of.
Understandable.
But I'm working on the campaign for candidates here, and yeah,
Because Edie is running.
Edie's running for lieutenant governor, folks. So yes, our own Green Live Streams, Edie Arndell is running for lieutenant governor. And go to Edie for, I should put that banner up, edieforillinois.com. I don't know if I'm going to even try to do a banner during this show because I am not good with this stuff. Edie runs this place, okay? I am the co-host. There's a reason for that.
Well, I could tell you one thing, and it has stuck with me, and this is something that I have, doing. I when she said the 26 for 26, I really am like adamant about that. So what I decided to do was not just help the candidates in North Carolina, but help other candidates, around different congressional candidates. So not just congressional, but candidates, period. So during, from like October to October, my plan is to do $26 donations to campaigns around the country to be able to help them. And that way, because anything helps. It can help buy a bumper sticker. It can help buy a poster. It can help anything. It can help, have paid staffing for certain things like website building or whatever the case might be.
Right.
So I think it is very, hi.
Throw those comments in.
I think it's very fundamental that we take that up upon ourselves to do as well. And even if it's not $26, it could be $1, it could be $5, $10, but just knowing that amount is because we don't take corporate money, because we are a people powered party,
right?
And those small amounts do add up to the things that we want for the people, and that makes the Green Party candidates beholden to the people, not corporations. So if they get elected to office, you're going to be their constituent, but you're also going to be their lifeline, and they will be listening to you, right? Because without you, there is no them in office.
Right.
Unlike corporations and super PACs who can get people, like the Democratic Party sold their own people out to get more different people in office than they wanted to, right, with APAC and things like that. But we don't have to worry about that. We trust our people.
And I think it's really important that folks kind of think about that process, that we actually, because we don't take the corporate money, that we're not beholden to anyone. And again, that's our purpose, is to help. That's what we're here for. It's obviously not a career because, it's hard for us to win elections because we don't get the publicity, because we don't have the funding. But for folks to really understand that process, it is really a the thing is that the other thing I always try and get people to understand is the power of your vote,
Mhm.
because the thing is Kamala spent $1 billion and lost. So it isn't simply about money. I know they have statistics to show that money always, is the defining factor. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be. On an individual person's situation, you can go in and vote for people who have zero money behind them. That's the
Mhm.
cool thing. If they can get on ballot, that's the ballot excess issue.
Mhm.
Or you can write them in.
Right.
And there have been two Senate candidates in our history, well, modern history,
Mhm.
that have won on writing candidacies. So it can be done too. So there's also that. Um, yeah, so it's just you don't understand how powerful your vote is,
Mhm.
and that no matter how many ads are on TV for the one candidate, you can vote for that other candidate,
Mhm.
right?
I like it. And then, going back to the green media, we can show some of those campaign ads while we're, on air, because where else are they going to be seeing them if they don't go to their social media websites and they tell them to go there? So that's, a strong show of they might not want to show us, but we're going to show you.
Yeah. And it also gave me an idea. I think Edie might be checking in the comments section. We'll see if she gets in there, or because she said she was going to watch. But Edie, if you're listening, um, so I think a great idea is our banner at the bottom. We should just like, especially on if we're not having a featured person on a Wednesday, on Saturday, to just run a long list of all the candidates and their websites and the ways to reach out to them.
Oh, that
Because we need to, we got to constantly be promoting these folks because they are putting the work in. I'm not running for office. Like, scares me,
Mhm.
but folks do it, and we really need to support them when they do that. So
Yeah, we really do. And it shows that when you have like the green media putting that information out there, it shows that we also trust them as candidates as well. Because if we're not promoting them as candidates, and it's like, well, why wouldn't they promote their own candidates? There's something going on, you
yeah,
know? So it really does help. And then having them to be guests on other green leaning spaces, that's also great as well. So it's entirely possible for us to make a big splash in this green media space. And I'm just here for it.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, we need to, and I know, I live. I'm old. I live more on Facebook than the other places, which is really sad. But I mean, I don't know. Instagram pisses me off because you can't link to anything, or
Yeah.
I don't understand why people are on Instagram. But I mean, I got to do it, right? But but it I am also constantly trying to get folks in the Green Party to be engaged online and to
Mhm.
promote online. We can do it ourselves. All you got to do is go to a state party's web page, Facebook page or Instagram account or TikTok or whichever platform or platforms, and just comment, share, comment, share, comment, share. Come on, folks, get it
Right.
out there, get it out. Because I do see posts where there are like 2 likes. And I'm like, really? Really,
Right.
people? I know how many members there are in the Illinois Green Party. Okay.
Mhm.
Why do we not see that exact number or more for
Mhm.
these likes and these shares and these comments? Right.
Right. That's what I have been wondering that for a very, very long time. Like, even if you're not engaged in the party, like being on the coordinating committee or the steering committee or whatever the case may be, engage in the social media. And I will tell you personally that that is what I did before even joining the Green Party.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I was like a Democrat. Don't come after me, folks. Okay,
Oh,
I,
I
don't come after me.
I voted for Obama.
Yeah, I was born into it. But I found the error of my ways
Uh,
midway his first term. So
yeah.
after that, I started looking for something different because I just couldn't do it anymore. And I saw the Green Party but I wasn't sure if they were real. I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, okay, well, it was the Green Party of North Carolina. I just started reposting, their stuff on social
Okay.
media. I didn't get in contact with anybody at the time, but I was just like, okay, they're trying to do something. And I like what they're doing. I like this candidate. I like what's going on.
Okay.
And that just interaction led me to want to be more involved. And that's what got me all the way from being on state committees, now being on national
Right.
committees, and now having
Yeah.
Green Party tea. It's like, I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's interesting. I'm glad that I love that story because that's a really, really cool way. And the thing about the algorithms is if you like, comment, share for things, they're going to feed them back to you. So
Hmm.
you're going to be able to more easily be engaged, right? So that's the thing. If you just reach out for a while and go to these different state parties or wherever you see something that's Green Party, just engage in it, and then that stuff will start to come to you, and it'll be even easier to do it.
Hmm.
And again, everyone should be doing that, folks. And that's the thing. When we did Green Live Stream, that was one of the things that excited me because I love the YouTube world. I love Revolutionary Blackout Network. I love those folks. I hung out with like Nick and Rome, and because they came to Chicago for a mutual aid event that
Hmm.
Rome was putting on. And oh God, I love them, right? And
Hmm.
so I always wanted to be in that space. I always wanted to be in the YouTube space. That's where I've had my complete foreign policy and political education has really been
Right.
on YouTube.
Hmm.
Do your own research. They would make fun of that, right? They
Hmm.
made fun of that for a purpose, people. So don't join
Hmm.
in that making fun of that, because that is what it's about. Doing your own research is what it's about. And
Yeah.
so when Edie asked me to be a co-host, I was thrilled because yes, we put on a podcast and we have some shows, but we have the Green Party behind us.
Hmm.
So we already have a network and a potential huge network out there. I was like, yeah, I
Hmm.
definitely want to be on this show. Thank you, Edie. I mean, it's just, again, it's like, like you and I just said earlier, the Green Party, political party, it's an organizing place. It's a
Hmm.
place to organize, and that is what counts. My heroes are the Black Panthers, and that's what they did, right? They were an organizing place.
Hmm.
Yes, they in towards the later years they ran people for office, but that was their purpose.
Hmm.
I bring them up because they just did a street signing for Fred Hampton in Chicago. And just to give folks a little history of that, it's really interesting because his son, Fred Hampton Jr., has been trying to do this for decades to get a street named after his father. Um, and at the time he was really pushing it, Daley was the mayor.
Hmm.
And so if folks don't know, it was J. Edgar Hoover of the FBI that called Daley, the father mayor, and said, kill that man. And they
Hmm.
did. And the Chicago police assassinated, I'm sorry to get the correct terminology, assassinated Fred Hampton.
Hmm.
And so, so when his son was trying to get a street sign, for some reason, the Daley administration didn't want to do it.
Wonder
Right.
why.
So now it just happened with, Brandon Johnson as the mayor. And so it was a fantastic event. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean the Black Panthers, I always look at them as I would love the Green Party to be more like the Black Panthers, because a big part of what they did was what we call now mutual aid. I don't know if they
Hmm.
called it that back then, but that's the term now, right?
Hmm.
uh the school breakfast program that was invented by the Black Panthers
Right.
before it went statewide and national. So
Right.
yeah.
I think of things like that. And there are mutual aid events. I know North Carolina will be doing some, just like we did last year with Michael Douglas' campaign last year. We set up some mutual aid events, and we were trying to do some, you know, once every month or whatever. And it was supposed to be for the homeless. And then we were going to do something to refill the pantries. And then we were going to do something for the holidays, for, underprivileged children and things like that. However, that's when the hurricane hit.
Uh,
And when the hurricane hit, there was a lot of hurricane relief needed in that Western North Carolina area. So we kind of have shifted that focus to be kind of what we were originally going for, but there was so much hurricane relief that was needed. We worked with other organizations. Big shout out to RUMA, because they took our donations and got it safely to Western North Carolina. Because, long story short, certain people were not welcome in that area.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we had to do the safe route and, do what we could. So
Right.
yeah, and there were other people from different states willing to come down until we heard, the sheriffs were turning people away and things like that. So it was enough for us just to find an organization that had access to get it there. We
Okay.
didn't need all the praise. The praise goes to the people who were able to get there and help the people on the ground. And
Right.
that's where we left it at.
Right. No, and it's so true that mutual aid is the future. You talked about North Carolina, and that is climate change, folks. I mean, we live in a different era. And when I keep saying on this show, I'm old. So when we were growing up, it wasn't dangerous to live by a river. I mean, that's just that idea would be absurd. Now you live by a river, there's a very good chance that your house will go down that river.
Mm-hmm.
So times have changed, folks, because of climate change. And who has given us climate change? Well, certainly in America, obviously it's a global problem. In
Mm-hmm.
this country, Democrats and Republicans, they all drill and frack.
Mm-hmm.
They all
Yeah.
drill and frack and drill and frack and drill and frack. So, again, that's why we're here in the Green Party. We're trying to get rid of that stuff while there's still time. I mean, I don't know, it's hard to read a lot of the scientific stuff that comes out because
Yeah.
it's so catastrophic. But there's scientists, they do research that's peer reviewed, and it's like, it's just, hopefully it's not too late. Hopefully it's not too late. But obviously, even if you hear it's too late, we're not giving up, right?
Right.
We're
I
just,
was laughing because I was just like, I don't call them like the reds or the blues. I call them purple, and I call them the purple people eaters.
oh
That's what they do.
yeah,
They don't have a conscience for the people. And it doesn't matter if you're indigenous, well, BIPOC, it doesn't matter who you are, really. If they see you in the working class, they are purple people eaters because they
oh my
don't
God.
care.
So can I sing one of my songs here?
Absolutely.
Ah,
I'd love to
okay,
hear
Edie, I know you're going to be jealous. I don't know why. I just thought of it. Republicans and Democrats, they serve the same function, Republicans and Democrats, they serve the same function, They just say a different set of lies to a different set of people. They just say a different set of lies to a different set of. Anyway, that's the point, right?
it.
That's
That
the whole
is
song.
it.
They just say a different set of lies to a different set of people. That's what the Democrats and Republicans are, folks. And at the end, I talk about how they unite for the war budget. So, oh my
Mm.
God, I've never sang a song on this show before.
Well, I'm glad that I was here to see it.
Yes,
I think that we should really put that purple people leader out there
I love that.
because it's so
That's a
funny.
great idea. That
Well,
is
because
such.
people think that as Green Party, we are here to steal Democrat votes. And I'm like, that's not the case because no one owns your vote
Right.
first.
No.
And then people who are voting, they want to vote for somebody. If you start looking at the list of eligible registered voters versus the people who actually voted, that's a lot of people. So why do you keep thinking we're trying to pull out of your tank when we could be pulling from people who don't are disillusioned with the system and want something different?
I mean, they are so duopoly brained. They're so propagandized that in their brains they can only see Democrat and Republican. That's the only thing that they can even, imagine. And the thing is, we're probably going to get most of our voters from non-voters, which is the biggest voting block, is the non-voting block, folks.
Mhm.
That's probably where we're going to get most of our folks, because I don't know, we've talked about this so much on our show. The liberal mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Mm.
It
Mm.
is a waste. Sorry, that was a bad slogan I threw there.
No, no, I was listening to Afeni talk about it on TikTok today, and because somebody said something about, it was the leftist fault for, Kamala not getting elected and for her pushing Jill Stein. And she said, I never told anybody not to vote for Kamala. What I did say is she would not win. And she listed the reasons why she said she did not win. And then she said, I did say to vote for her. But I didn't say you couldn't vote for Kamala, so don't put words in my mouth. But this is
Right.
what this is what your liberal brain is doing to you. It
Right.
is telling you that we are your enemy when you're not even reading the context or listening to understand what we're saying, just because you want one thing and we're trying to give you a truth of another.
Right. And the only reason that they vote a certain way is because all the people around them vote a certain way. It's like I've said on this show before, it's like seventh grade peer pressure. It's creepy. Like
Mhm.
you're not capable of independent thought. I I mean, you're voting for people because everybody around you, oh, they're voting for Kamala. I'm voting for Kamala.
Right.
And you see it right now with Gavin Newsom. You don't even he's not even a candidate. He's not even but everybody around me is voting for Gavin Newsom. I'm voting for Gavin Newsom. I
If,
mean, that's
if,
the mentality.
if Cory Booker gets in this race,
Oh yeah. Oh, he is. I saw. Well, and not officially, but somebody was talking about his posts that are all like, I don't know. He's got a book coming out. He's posting family pics, and they're like, yeah, he's running.
I hope not, because that man is he. The only thing he should be running for is the vice prime minister of Israel at this point in time.
Yeah.
He does not deserve to be anywhere near anything in the US that has to do with politics, because he's a true sellout, not only to just the American people, period, but that video I watched of him, he just threw Black Americans under the table. That is so not a Green Party thing to do. And he's
Oh,
not a Green Party, he's part of the Purple Party. So it's completely understandable. But I hope there's a Green Party candidate that is going to run against him and wipe the floor with him, because he is disgusting and disturbing.
I am campaign. I don't know if it's the smartest campaign. I don't know all of his issues, but I'm on a campaign to. I mean, obviously, I would love if Butch doesn't get governor. I would love for him to run for president. But I also, in the meantime, because I want him to win governor, I have been trying to push a little campaign to get Jeffrey Sachs to run as a Green Party.
Mm-hmm.
And he voted. Well, he said he was going to vote for Jill Stein, and so he certainly gets our concept. And he's,
Mm-hmm.
and his foreign policy stuff is fantastic. And I mean, I'm impressed with his level of Bravery. I would have thought the CIA would have killed him by now,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, he says stuff like, oh, okay. I mean, he puts it out there because he has the knowledge base.
Right.
I don't know any of his other politics, so maybe it's a really bad choice. I don't know, folks. But foreign policy, which the president is mostly foreign policy. That's
Right.
what the presidential role is supposed to be about.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the other like national things that has to come through Congress. So, but anyway, that's my idea.
I know at least 3 people have announced that they're going to be running for
Okay.
president.
Okay.
Um, one of them, I'm like, oh, all right, and the other 2, I'm like, no.
Yeah. No,
No.
we get a lot of folks who want to run for president in the Green Party that are kind of like, oh, I don't think so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we get, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, we're like we say, we're a bottom up organization. Folks just come in. They just come in and be a part of the Green Party, and we welcome them. Now, maybe we're not so thrilled that they're here. I'm just joking a little, but we really are. It's just, I was a huge fan of Dario Hunter. He ran in 2020 for president. He didn't get it. Howie
Mhm.
Hawkins got it, and I don't think he's going to be back. But he was great, great guy. Um, but yeah, it's we'll see, we'll see. It's
Yeah.
and folks, so many folks don't realize that Jill did not want to run.
Nope.
She The
Didn't.
last thing she wanted to do was run for president. They're all like, "Oh yeah, she only shows up every 4 years." Folks, Cornell West was the candidate. She was the campaign manager. He left.
Hmm.
Ugh.
And then people were like, well, why would she step in and run? There were other people that can run. It's like, okay, yes, we have other people that can run. And that's the part of the process. Unlike the Democratic Party that did
Right,
not have an actual primary or anything
right,
like that, we had our state parties do what they were supposed to do. We had the presidential nominating convention.
right.
So we did what we were supposed to do in that area.
Yes,
We had several candidates for people to choose from.
we did. Every time around, we do.
So it's
We do.
it's not a bubble where somebody just gets anointed with, the presidential candidacy. They
Right,
have to do just as much as everybody else. They have to meet the deadlines. They have to meet all of the other things. And if you don't meet those, you can't get in those certain places. So uh it was just like they were just trying to make her out to be the villain when it's like, do you not realize how villainized she was just for a photo?
oh
A
god.
photo.
I mean, just that kind of stuff. Again, it's psyop, folks. It's psyop paid stuff that goes on. For that to even be around this time around, I mean, they had a Senate investigation, which is stupid on its core. She's sitting at a big round table 3 seats away from the guy, never
Mhm.
talks to him. There's like, it's not even, it would be maybe a picture of why that Jill Stein is not doing anything with President
Right.
with Putin, because they're not together. So stupid.
Right.
Everything about it is stupid. And they've got Hillary Clinton with Putin. They've got Obama with Putin. I mean, everybody's been with Putin. It doesn't mean it's just gross. It's gross, and it's a psyop, and it's a method by which they continually try to destroy the Green Party. But yeah,
Aren't Trump and Putin best friends? They're not upset
yeah.
about that though.
Well, and again, I'm going to talk liberal politics, the really, really, really sick thing, as we just are sending Ukrainians to the slaughterhouse because, our government, if they really want to help Ukraine, why don't they send our soldiers, right? They're not doing that. They're sending some money so that all Ukrainians can die. I mean,
Mhm.
and again, why do liberals support this? Because at the core of their idea of the story, Putin's a dictator. He's an evil dictator who murders people.
Mhm.
That's the core of their story. So that sets it up. And then again, that comes from the Hillary Clinton campaign. And now we just learned Obama was part of that too. Hello. How
Mhm.
shouldn't we have figured that out? He's when it comes to the evil of the Democrats, Obama's always lingering, right? And so,
He
yeah, it
gave
was.
us the Iron Dome. I'm mad about that to this day.
Oh God, oh God, and yeah, AOC voted to keep that going, folks.
Yeah.
The Iron Dome that protects them so they can slaughter Palestinian children. That's that's what you think is a good thing,
I mean, why would you need that if you weren't doing your neighbors so badly?
right?
Like no one
Exactly.
else has that. They all have regular, methods of defense, but you have to have that because of what? While you still steal other people's land.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean,
And
it's
yeah,
the
it's
whole
pitiful.
story has been just a nightmare to learn, and that's the other fascinating thing. I do you condemn Hamas? No, I commend them. I
Mhm.
commend them for what they have done. They have opened the world's eyes to what has been going on in Israel our entire lifetimes.
It's not
I
only in
mean,
Israel, it's in Sudan, it's in
oh yeah,
Democratic Republic of Congo, it's in all of these places. Like without Hamas, the spotlight wouldn't have been on Palestine, which gave way to figuring out that all this is intertwined with other places.
Yeah.
And it's just like, thank you for giving the world the opportunity to really know what's going on.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
without those men, brave men,
yeah.
this would have been a catastrophe for all of them. Their bloodlines probably would not exist anymore. But those brave men came together to do something to help their people, as is their right to do
Yeah.
in
Right.
an
By
occupied state.
UN, right. UN resolutions.
You're exactly.
Right.
They
If
were
you're
also,
occupied, you have the right
yes,
to resist. There you
they
go.
have a fence around them stopping their movement. They have a right to resist because
Yeah.
that is not authorized. People in the West Bank, they have a right to resist when you are taking their land illegally. So it's just a messed up thing all the way around.
Yeah. And again, and the folks want to blame Israel. It's like it's the U.S. and Israel are basically the same thing. They're basically the same thing, and they are so intertwined. We're learning how intertwined it all is to the nightmare realization that Israel runs our government. I
Mm,
mean, it's like I mean, it was shocking. It was shocking, you know. And you tell a liberal now. You do know that Elizabeth Warren voted to starve and bomb Palestinians in the same bill. You do know that, right?
hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
they are so deceived. They have no idea. I mean, they all of our politicians in national office are somewhere between sociopath and psychopath. I guess more psychopath. And the thing is, that really is the case. I mean,
Mhm.
that's the sick thing about it, is that it really is the case. These people
Mhm.
put on wonderful faces. They are the most evil people. I mean, they vote for billions for bombs.
Right.
Billions. I mean, that's some sick stuff. And people have normalized it and just made it think like, oh, it's just, another day in the United States of America, right?
Right. Well,
It's sick.
see, my thing is that I'm looking for 2026 to see what these congressional candidates are going to do. Because ever since, and even before October 7th, the Green Party has been out there. I've seen so many people out there marching, fundraising, doing all types of mutual aid to send aid to Gaza and everything like that.
Yes.
So now, with the tide turning and the people saying, stop this injustice, for all of those people who voted to keep this going, for all of that money to keep it over there, what are you going to do in 2026 when you are now facing your constituents again and they're asking you, why would you allow this? Why is this continuing? Why did you vote this way?
Right.
And when you have a Green Party member as a candidate on that stage saying, and we would never, nonviolence, anti-war,
Right.
and we are all about giving back to them because they deserve it.
Right.
What would be the counterpoints then? Because they are facing their constituents.
Yeah.
And with the Green Party as a whole, we can hold our heads high and say, and we would not do anything like that.
Right. Absolutely. I know it will be an interesting time. I mean, they have dug themselves in so deep, and it is my life goal to make sure that people understand that the Democratic Party, they are the OGs. They are the original genociders.
Mm-hmm.
They are the original genociders. Yes, the Republicans are doing it now, but they're the original. And all of those people who are in office played a role in that. All of
Right.
them. So, yeah.
Exactly. And it hurts because people who are leaving the party, it's just like a toxic relationship with the Democratic Party, with the Republican Party, and you're trying to leave, you just don't know a way to get out. But the United States and Israel are also in a toxic relationship because we give them money and they don't tell the secrets that they have on us. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all in toxic relationships here.
That's perfect, Kalia. That's what a great way to explain it. Toxic relationship. That's perfect for Israel and the U.S.
Hmm.
Right, right. I mean, they bombed our boat in the 60s. What was the name of that boat? I forget.
The U.S.
Liberty.
is
No,
Liberty. No, it wasn't.
Liberty? No.
It
Somebody
was,
help us. Help us in the
oh,
comment.
goodness gracious.
Um,
I
but
think
anyway,
it was
yeah.
from Liberty, though.
Oh, was it? Okay, maybe so. Um, yeah, I mean, no, it's gross, the whole thing, and we need to be rid of Israel in our
Yep, it was
politics.
the USS Liberty.
Okay. All right. We just have a. You know what? We have not talked about green tea. We need to talk about green tea. I love your show. I love it.
Thank
But
you.
tell us what it's been like to have that show on TikTok, folks. It's on TikTok.
Oh, goodness gracious. So TikTok is a different arena altogether because you can't say things like you can't say a gun or also you have to say boom boom or you have to say
Oh, okay.
unalive or
Unalived. That is. I
it's
love that.
not real. So
Is
it's
not
so
real. Okay.
restricted. It's so
Okay.
restrained.
Oh, I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, oh yeah, that's why I'm like looking for different avenues to actually do the show because I'm like, I cannot keep talking in baby language because this is filtered and I don't like it. So with that, it's just like my show. What I try to do is look at the things that are going on, but trace it to the Green Party 4 pillars and 10 key values
Okay.
and show people, where they can go to do the party platform like gp.org or looking for their state, which is gp.org/state_parties.
Hmm.
And that way people can start looking at the Green Party and seeing what we're about. So one show we did talk about education because I have 3 children in college right now. Help.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So 3 children in college right now. It is not cheap. And I'm just like, oh, my heart is sinking every single time they call me because I know they want something. So, but we got everything for it. We're good. But at the same time, is this the cost of education that we are blocking other people from getting just because they don't have the funding for it? You could be stopping a future doctor, lawyer, astronaut, or anybody that has the capabilities to do things, but they may not come from a family that understands how to get them scholarships or different things like that. I know when I went to high school myself, my guidance counselor told me that I might as well give up on going to college.
Oh my God.
I have a 4-year degree, thank you.
Oh.
So, I'm just like, when people put that into you, we
Oh.
need to put more education back into education. We need to reform our education system. Why is it that foreign exchange students come over here in high school and they're like, we learned this in middle school. We just come over here for, a year of saying that we did something abroad so it looks better on our college entrance
Oh.
exams.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just like our education system, the funding of it, the way that we actually teach, it's very different. I watched a video of children, and I was talking about this in that stream. They were like either pre-K, kindergarten, or something like that. They weren't just playing with toys. They were cooking, rolling sushi, sewing, like with actual sewing needles or the needles that they used to do they
Needle
were
point.
doing
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And I could only imagine someone, a parent saying over here, oh my gosh, my child could stick their eyes out and a lawsuit happening.
Yeah. Right.
But,
No, good point.
over there, they're in other countries, they're learning differently. Their food is actually good for them in the way that it's going to keep their brain nourished for the day so they can actually learn. So not just the cost of education, but things like that. So I try to take the things that we see a lot going on around us and bring it back to the Green Party platform, bring it back to the 4 pillars and the 10 key values, because the more people know about it, the more people will understand exactly what we're trying to do here.
And thank you for having it on TikTok. I agree with it. You're going to get so discouraged. You may have to go elsewhere. But I really appreciate that it's there. You know, I go to TikTok, like I said, you're the first thing that pops up, so I'm right there. But I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, and I wish I, knew it better. But it's great that you have that space there. I just think it's fantastic. And like, I love your idea to tie all this into green media. I just think that that's what's really needed. That would be a super plus, and for folks to be aware of the different shows. And so we're looking for more shows, people.
40.
And we're looking for candidates. I got to start this. I got so many campaigns. I want to start a national campaign out there to run for office in whatever state you're in, and just contact the Green Party, and if you're not in it already, and just find out what's going on in terms of their ballot access. What kind of things could you run for? What's available, and how you can help. I mean, our Illinois one, we've got a whole system that we're going to run so that we can get, become an established party in Illinois. So there are all these statewide candidates. We got so much going on, but it behooves you to just talk to your state and see what's going on with them. And so since we're almost done here, I've been terrible, folks, about doing comments because it's hard for me to run the ship here. Let's see. Okay, here's Joe Harrington. Hey Joe, the lack of funding is easily solved by cutting the Pentagon budget. Yep. It's the 100-pound gorilla looming over. How do we pay for it? Exactly. People have no idea what opportunities we would have if we cut the military budget. That is the main thing. It is just, and yes, Edie did have the U.S. Liberty. Thank you, Edie. And yes, I'm terrible with this.
You're doing great.
I'm going to do a random one. Oh, Amanda Marie Brinkley. DC fucked up peace in the early few days of the Ukraine war. America MIC politicians and ABC hate peace. It's really, I'm just going to speak again to the liberal kind of twisted concept that if you asked a liberal if they're anti-war, they'd say, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, actually, no, you're pro-war. You are. You're pro-war. And again, I have a friend I argue with about the specifics of the Ukraine thing. And it's funny how I can tell because they just get the propaganda, right? So I can tell the propaganda has changed because of what we've been saying, because we keep saying it actually started in 2014 with the Maidan coup. So now they're saying, well, it actually started in 2014 because Russia went to Crimea, and so the reality is, folks, that when there was the violent right-wing neo-Nazi coup of 2014 called the Maidan coup, that the new anti-Russian government, as in racist anti-Russian government, started killing ethnic Russians in the Donbass, ethnic Russian Ukrainians in the Donbass, because they wanted independence. They didn't want anything to do with this country, right? So then when you tell them, that the Ukraine government was killing ethnic Russian Ukrainians in the Donbass for 8 years before Putin came in, they say, oh, yeah, well, they were fighting the militias. So they got a word for it. Oh, they were militias. So therefore, bad militias. But it shows that they know the word is finally getting out, because we had no idea, when it was they were going to impeach Trump. And the backstory of that, which no one paid attention to, was the sending of arms through NATO to Ukraine. That was the backstory, the understory, right? We didn't even follow it. We were like, well, but that's what was going on, folks. We were getting NATO in there, even though they're not a NATO state. We were getting NATO. We infiltrated with NATO to aim at Russia. So that's what it's been about for decades, folks. This is
and I saw that on your Facebook post. I was like, this is so much good information. I love it.
Oh, there was that one guy that had just really, really, really very exhaustive, links of all the different things that had gone on to the
Mhm.
approach to the time that Putin invaded. And yeah, I mean, it was just extensive. The attempts at peace negotiations before they went in, and the West always nixed them, folks, always.
Mhm.
And yeah, they don't understand that Zelensky was brought in as a peace candidate. Now I don't remember the exact year. Yeah, right, and he was a total puppet, but people were voting for him. He got like 70%. He got some huge amount because they thought he was going to be the peace candidate. Okay, this is before Russia went in. So what are they even talking about, folks? Why was he the peace candidate? And that was so important because the government was killing their own people. That's why.
Right.
That's why he was the peace candidate. They wanted that stuff to stop.
Mhm.
Anyway, I went off on a tangent.
Nope, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Here's Amanda. Chris, let's thank her for breaking points. Leverage Jeffrey Sachs. You know, the interesting thing, I'm not super fans. I mean, you know, it's a mixed bag with those folks because, like, I think they were on board with Jill Stein for about 3 days and then they fell off the wagon. I can't remember. Maybe it was the first time we learned about the genocide. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, you know, it's an interesting idea. I want to hear what folks think because there's that seminar that's happening with Jill Stein and Jeffrey Sachs, and I went into a tizzy. I was like, we got to call national. We got to get Jill Stein to ask Jeffrey Sachs if he'll run in 2028. And then I see they put those two on different days, and I'm like, oh crap. Oh,
maybe she can still
we
contact
were so
him.
close. So I'm calling up. Well, you're national, so I'm making a call out to national. Get Jill to ask Jeffrey Sachs if he'd run.
Okay, I will send a text now and see what I can say.
Thank you.
Haha.
Well, I don't know. You know, again, I want to hear what people think. I mean, Jeffrey Sachs might be a nightmare on other issues. I don't know, but he's good at foreign policy. That's all I'm saying.
I will ask.
All right, so I think we'll end the show. I apologize for my lack of literacy on adding comments to the show because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, thank you so much, Leah. And what is that? Was that my something in my mic? So we will be back Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time, folks. So for Green Live Streams News of the Week, and it will be with Scott Free and Kalia Fitzgerald. So please come to that show. And yeah, so we'll get together and we're going to figure out what topics we're going to talk about. And again, it's like, oh my God, as you know from Green Tea, I mean, every week you're like, oh my God, there's so much to talk. I mean, they bombed a Venezuelan boat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trump is alive. That's the bad news. And I mean, there's just so much. No, honestly, so much going on. The float. I just say flotilla because I'm not good with the names. But is it how many boats is it?
Like, I think 40 this time.
Wow. So that's exciting news. And so yeah, there's a lot going on. But we'll pick the topics for Saturday, and we'll give you a great show on Saturdays. So stop in. And again, you know, Green Live Stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays, Green Tea on Sundays, and then hopefully with getting the Green Media on board and get moving with that, we'll have shows for every night of the week or day.
Yeah.
Yes. So I love that idea, Kalia. It's fantastic. All right. And thanks, everybody. And now I have to turn the end button. If Edie was here, they would do it for me. Here we go. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
I don't know. Did it work?
No.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising.